Good morning, everyone. I am here today with Barbara Brooks Kimmel. You'll recognize that name from some of the content that you will be reading in your module about trust. It is a complete honor to have the opportunity to have a conversation with Barbara today. In my healthcare leadership experience, trust has been a foundational element in many different ways. First, as myself as a leader, and those I interacted with, and how our organization was trusted by patients of the community. So we're going to get into a little bit of that today. But first, I'm going to just read a little bit about Barbara's bio. She's the founder of Trust Across America, Trust Around the World, whose mission is to help organizations build trust. It's in its 11th year, and in that time, the program has developed proprietary trust evaluation tools, and she also runs the world's largest global trust alliance and is editor of the award-winning Trust Inc. book series, and there's a little bit of content from that book in your modules as well. She was a former consultant to McKinsey. She's worked across industries and with many Fortune 500 CEOs. So it is my honor to introduce you to Barbara, and I'm really looking forward to our conversation. So I just wanted to say hello first and have you say hello as well.
Thank you for having me today.
Thank you.
One of my favorite things to do, probably because I come from a long line of educators, is to have an opportunity to teach. So again, thanks for the opportunity. I hope that I can add some value to the conversation and the class, and I'm really glad to connect with you today.
Great, thank you so much. I guess given as a trust module, the place to start is with the question, what is trust?
Okay, what is trust? So let me turn the question around and ask you, what do you think trust is?
Oh, well, I guess I'm going to define trust by using examples, which probably isn't the good academic answer, but trust to me is around integrity and credibility. It's about staying true to your word, knowing that you're not going to be harming people with your actions, and what you say is true, and people can trust that. So that's not a good definition if I'm using the actual word, but really it's around integrity and credibility around your word and your actions.
Right. Okay. So this is the way I normally start every trust conversation within, a classroom setting or any real workshop setting. And so what we find over and over again is that if you have 100 people in the room, you're going to get 100 different answers. So of what trust is, not how do you define it, but what it is. And you hear the same basic adjectives like integrity and respect and the things that you mentioned. But then if I say to you, or if I say to the audience, well, give me an example of a company you trust. Invariably, depending on the age of the audience, we might come up with very often, well, I really like Apple. And then the question is, well, what is it that you like about Apple? And of course, the answer is, well, Apple, I like their products. My iPhone is a good product. I like my Mac, whatever it is. And so then I'll say, well, what do you think about Tim Cook's treatment of all the workers along his supply chain?
Wow.
And so now all of a sudden, what we've done is we've put trust in a different context. Yes. And so now we're going to start really thinking about, well, can you just say, what is trust without some sort of context? So what we hear sometimes is trust in banking is up, trust in banking is down, trust in leadership is up, trust in leadership. Trust to do what? In other words, so unless we really hone in on what we're talking about, it's really hard to say what trust is. And so very similar to you, we stopped trying to define it. And what we do instead is we describe it. Because for us, trust is an outcome. And it's an outcome of principled behavior. And so what I mean by that is it's not one size fits all. Trust is interpersonal. It's it takes at least 2 people. And within the team or the organization, there's certain behaviors. We have 12 of them in our model that either break trust, weaken trust, or build trust. So in order to really get to the heart of what trust is, you have to look at how these behaviors are manifesting themselves within your team or within the organization. And they're not always the same. From one team to the next within the same organization, they may be different. So basically, again, we describe trust, not define it, as the outcome of principled behavior.